What is going on, guys? David Braga back. Really wish I could give you guys some good news about the Packers, but just doesn't seem to be going that way. I do like what they did in free agency. I thought they made some good moves, but um, it is with great sadness that I tell you guys, in case you hadn't already heard, I imagine most of you already know. James Jones, of course, former Packers wide receiver, announced this morning that Jordy Nelson, number 87, my guy Jordy Nelson, is retiring. He is stepping away from the NFL with over 8,500 yards and more than 70 touchdowns, as well as a Super Bowl ring. Man, it's, Jordy to me was the epitome of a Green Bay Packers football player. Just some guy out of Kansas State, a farm kid that worked his ass off. And you know what? There were 3 or 4 years you could argue he was the best receiver in the league. And if he wasn't the best receiver in the league, he was a top 3 receiver in the league, top 4 receiver in the league. And Jordy never got the spotlight. Never got the spotlight from anybody. He and Rodgers, to me, invented, or if they didn't invent, they perfected the back shoulder fade, the back shoulder throw. They made that play such an important part of how the NFL is played today. Jordy, and the reason that they could do that is because Jordy's body control on the sideline, the way that he could the way that he could contort himself on the sideline, the way that he could have his hands out of bounds to catch the ball, but have his feet inbounds to catch the ball, was just unreal. And what made him even better than that was when the Packers were in the red zone. Pro Football Focus actually tweeted out today all of Jordy's stats, and I'll run through those here in a minute. But of the top 5 passer ratings in the red zone from 2006 to 2017, minimum of 75 targets, Aaron Rodgers to Jordy Nelson is third in the rating. Most attempts, second most completions, 0 interceptions, second most yards, and by far the most touchdowns. When Aaron Rodgers would target Jordy Nelson in the red zone from 2006 to 2017, he went 84 of 127 for 608 yards, 0 picks, and 43 touchdowns. That means 1 of every 1.95 passes that Aaron Rodgers threw to Jordy Nelson in the red zone went for a touchdown. 1 out of every 1.95. More than 50% of the passes that Jordy Nelson caught went for 6 points. And I said this when the Packers released him. That was the biggest mistake. That was the biggest mistake that a Packers GM, that a Packers coach, whoever signed off on that decision, that was the biggest mistake they'd ever made. And Jordy didn't do a whole lot in Oakland. He didn't. I'll admit that. Jordy didn't do a whole lot in Oakland. But you know what? He did a lot in Oakland compared to what a lot of the rookie receivers in Green Bay did. I forget all the numbers, but he would have ranked second behind Davante Adams in pretty much everything, comparatively to the Packers receivers. And that was with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raider offense. So you can imagine my frustration especially him being my favorite all-time Packer. Pro Football Focus here, his career PFF advanced statistics, he got a 90.4 overall grade, an 89.7 receiving grade, 3,008 yards after the catch, 447 combined first down and touchdown receptions, 68 missed tackles forced, 116.7 wide receiver rating, 202 plays of 15 plus yards, and just under 2 yards per route run. So, if you take a look at those statistics, they ranked Jordy in the PFF advanced statistics, which are the ones that I just read, among wide receivers since 2008, so from 2008 to now, with a minimum of 200 targets. He was 19th in overall grade, 25th in receiving grade, 15th in yards after the catch, 10th in first down plus touchdown, 19th in missed tackles, 3rd in wide receiver rating, 16th in explosive plays 15 or more yards, and 28th in yards per route run. Every single one, top 30 in every single category. And again, what made him so good was he was such a reliable threat in the red zone. I mean, it was just surgical. It was precise. It was exactly what you needed to be a successful football team. And when the Packers released, that was the biggest mistake that they've ever made. Biggest mistake. You can go back, Brett Favre, whoever. I don't care. Letting Jordy Nelson go, cutting him. That was the biggest mistake. Biggest mistake they'd made. So, I just... Sucks to see one of your all-time favorite players leave the game. But, hopefully the Packers sign him for like one of those one-day contracts so he can retire in the green and gold. He will for sure be a Packers Hall of Fame member, no doubt about it. I would argue that he's an actual put him in Canton, like he's an NFL Hall of Famer. I would argue that, and maybe I'll do a video, saying my 2 cents on that. But that's a video for another time. Jordy, I know you'll never see this, but if you do, I wish you all the best. Big 12 fan, you coming from Kansas State, then of course going to green and gold. Wishing you all the best. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you liked the video, be sure to hit like, and I will see you guys next time.